Many ups.
You have to appreciate the ups.
More ups than downs.
Exactly.
So blessed, man.
We're blessed.
Which is an up. That is one of the reasons why Joe's out here.
Yeah.
A good up.
Let's get on this. Let's get with it.
I'm out here because I had a big up.
A big up. Yeah. Joe, what was your up?
My up was, I'm looking at you, man. You were my up.
That's so cool.
Yeah, no, I came down with leukemia about 4 years ago and had a bad prognosis on that, and went through a lot with the chemo and not knowing what was going to happen, and coming to the crossroads where you have to have a change. And at that time, it was about having a bone marrow transplant, not knowing what that even was, and going through that, and having to deal with that, and also the emotions that the changes of your life, and just going from having a normal life to having to deal with that, and not knowing where that was going to lead. And but it led me to Matt. Matt is he saved my life. Simple as that. I needed a bone marrow transplant, and I needed a donor, someone who would match my skin type and all of that, all the requirements that are needed for that. And he was a donor. He didn't know it, but at that time when he donated his stem cells, that he was going to save my life.
Yeah.
He did. Yeah, there's so much I can talk about. It's just I'm trying to blank right now because there's so much that happened that led up to that, and and I'm here. I came out to see him.
I know, it's awesome to see you guys out here.
My wife had a convention out in Anaheim, and he was up here, and I had to come and see him. And even if he was in Africa, I'd go to see him. I don't know wherever he was, but we came to see him, and he's a great guy, man.
Yeah, and he's coming here.
Great guy.
Free of leukemia.
Free of leukemia, exactly. Yeah. I had the transplant. Everything is going well. I'm on medication, but everything is fine. I've had some reaction, skin reaction, some hyperpigmentation, and just some minor stuff. But you're alive. I'm alive.
You're healthy.
That's what matters. And I'm alive, and I'm here. And
leukemia free,
and I'm leukemia free. So I plan on staying that way.
So on my end, I'm so humbled just to hear those words that I saved somebody's life. It's kind of doesn't seem real. Especially when
it's real. I'm here.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like hitting. It's like hitting a brick wall right now.
It's a good thing that we met each other.
I think it's definitely a good thing.
We reached out to each other, and you did a lot for me, and like you expressed to me that by you donating, it did something for you. Spiritually.
So I was 18 when I donated. Just got out of high school and joined the Be the Match bone marrow registry, just because I knew that if I was going to be matched, that I'd have the opportunity to help. But I also knew the statistics. I also knew that only 1 out of about 540 people donated. So the chance of me, they were telling me the chance of me donating was very, very slim. And so it was kind of just like a glimmer of, I'll be one of those people that'll add to the mountain, hopefully, to help out. I think that everyone should help people. Everyone should have the opportunity. If there's someone who needs help, you need to do it. And I think I said this in a letter that I sent to you.
Yes.
That yes, it was a gift, but to me, it was a requirement. If I had the opportunity to help somebody, and if I can do it, it's almost, to me and to my mind and my heart, that's like a responsibility, a requirement that I feel like everyone should have. But it helped me. It gave me a purpose where I was lost. I had no idea what I wanted to do. And then all of a sudden they're saying, hey, you have the opportunity to save potentially somebody's life.
My wife always tells me, if you're going to do a favor to someone, don't expect to be thanked. Just do it because out of your heart, because you want to do it. Not so they can appreciate it or they can put you up on a pedestal.
Exactly.
You do it because you want to help somebody, and no matter who they are.
That should be the only reason.
Yeah, the only reason. You don't do it so you can come out on 6 o'clock news. Oh, look what I did. I'm a hero. It's you don't do it for that reason.
It is.
So I was 18, I guess, to continue with the story. And the process took a while. They asked me if I wanted to donate, and of course, that was my only reaction is of course, which is funny because we were talking about an of course. It's a different of course. It was of course I have to do this, because I believe in a better world where everyone is, has this same mentality to me. They kind of say, be the change you want to see. Very cliche, but and then the next month they said, okay, you still willing? And I said yes. Let's do some preliminary blood work. And I said, they got back, they said, okay, good job, you don't have AIDS, good job. And I said, all right, what's the next step? And then about a month later I had to go in and get more blood work done. And then they said, you're still good to go. And the whole time they're coordinating with Joe and his his physicians and everyone who's working with him. And then they set up everything. I go in for a physical to make sure my body's healthy, which I was telling Joe and Emma, which was awesome for me because I got to learn just about everything about my body down to a huge blood panel, and turns out I'm all right now, which is I'm so grateful for. And then we set a date, and the only thing I had to do was inject myself with something called filgrastim, which increased the amount of what would be extracted from me to donate to Joe, which is my peripheral blood stem cells, which helps tells the body to create good healthy blood, white blood, platelets, and all of that stuff. So basically what your bone marrow does, but these are found in your bloodstream. The filgrastim helped increase that, so when they did extract it from my body, it would be reduced to normal levels instead of leaving me depleted.
Exactly.
And I took 5 injections 5 days prior, 2 injections each day, and it was not even that bad.
Did you told me you injected yourself?
Yeah, I did it myself.
At lunchtime?
Yeah, lunchtime. One time I woke up, it was late for work, and I rushed and got the medicine, and popped in my shoulder, and then it just made me feel a little bit fatigued and a little muscle ached, and kind of like some people have a weird reaction, but the whole time, if I was going through my day, or I was like, oh, I'm tired, or like, oh, my joints ache, I just knew that he was going through intensive preparation and chemotherapy that was bringing him to ground zero. And my grandpa went through chemotherapy, and I've seen people go through it, and we deal with people in the field who are sick currently, or who are just past that level where they tried chemotherapy. And I was like, there's no way in hell that right now what I'm feeling is half as bad as what this guy is feeling. So I just kind of said, suck it up. And it was that easy, and it really was not hard at all. And then I went in I went down to my friend's house, who lived very close to the facility, and he brought me in the morning around 7. They put 2 needles in my arm, and I sat down and I watched movies and I laughed with my best friend, and we laughed until I left around 3. And there was this little bag that was in front of me. After they took my blood out, they sent it through an apheresis machine, which spins at crazy speeds, and then so they can separate the blood and then extract the PBSC, the peripheral blood stem cells, and they slowly, this bag fills up. This bag that would, who knows, save somebody's life.
All the goodies were in there.
All the goodies, that's right. The golden nugget, the golden nuggets in there. The lifeblood. And exactly. And I just went back to my friend's house. He drove me home. I was really exhausted. I passed out, but then I woke up the next day,
feeling good,
feeling like a young gun killer. That's right.
Initially, I had all the chemo therapy done and everything, and I was good. I was getting my checkups, and I was fine, man. Until one day we had the lab work done, and then that's
on a routine physical.
On a routine physical, that's when the oncologist came in and said, "Hey, I got bad news for you." And I said, "Well, I'll just do another regimen of chemotherapy." He says, "No, it's not going to be that easy. You're gonna need a bone marrow transplant."
Oh yeah.
And I knew some about that bone marrow transplant. I knew, it's when it gets to that point, it's serious.
Yeah.
It's really serious.
Yeah.
So
it's serious at any point, but it gets more serious.
Exactly, because with the chemo they can prolong your life. Really, with the chemo, I mean it'll wear you down, but you'll still be alive. But it came to that point where if you don't get a transplant, then forget it. I mean, nothing else is going to work. So I didn't know what a transplant was. So, they're gonna lock me in a room there or something. And well, I didn't know what that was. You do something, so I guess you have to be isolated from everyone else, or I don't know. So they explained it to me, and I said, okay, well, if that's the case, then let's move ahead with this. And well, they told me the first thing we're going to do is we're going to register you into the donor program. You know, the Be the Match, and there's a data bank there, and they'll see who's a potential match. Who's your match? Yeah. So initially they whittled it down to 100 people that were within those that criteria they use, and then they kept narrowing it down until finally it was down to 2, and from there, that was great news when they told me it was. Well, I was always optimistic about this. When they told me it was 100, I said, well, whatever. I didn't get down. I said, I have to keep the faith, man. And I said, whatever it is, I'm gonna face it. And even if it's cord blood, which is even more difficult, that's a transplant procedure. When they do the cord blood, that's the odds are really long on that one, because it's not a match. It's just cord blood from
umbilical cord.
Cord blood, and that's a longer procedure and it's riskier. So I said, well, if it comes to that, whatever it is, it comes to a point where the crossroads in your life when you say, well, whatever it is, and you face it. It's you get to that point where you just say, that's what it is. I'm gonna face it, and if it's my time, it's my time. That's it. And,
we were born, correct, in Puerto Rico?
Yes, I was born in Puerto Rico, yes. Raised in New York.
Okay.
Then moved down to Miami in 1979.
Very nice.
And I've been there, and that's where I met him.
And you understand that there's a pretty large chance that it's not going to work, or you're not going to find a donor. Yeah. But somehow, Joe, you stay positive.
Yeah, I did stay positive.
Yeah, how did you guys do that?
They tell you. They don't mince words. The doctors will tell you. Even if you find a donor, there's no guarantee with this.
They tell you all the risks.
Because you can still get the graft versus host disease, which is what I've been through.
Yeah.
I haven't had the severe case of that, but there's always a chance, with that graft versus host, because it could fail. It could not work. It might not even work. Yeah. There's no guarantees with that. It's and it's like 30% chance. You have to be positive. You can't. Yeah. You can't. It's because the mind works with the body, so you have to. Definitely. It works together. So even when you're alive, you can't give up. When you're healthy, you have to stay positive. Always, there's a lot of healthy people who just have a bad mental outlook on stuff, and
the mental game of life is.
It's not easy. Everybody has their obligations, like responsibilities, their work, their raising families. It's not easy. And when you deal with illness, that just complicates things even more. So try to stay healthy. That's the main thing. Stay healthy, because then you can resist a lot of these diseases. Yeah. We try to. Yes, kick the bad habits, the smoking and the drinking and all that stuff. If you do anything, do it in moderation.
Humanity, just everybody, you can't be alone.
No,
wish you can be
being alone is the worst
a lone ranger, and you might want to be, but
in your mind you could be a lone ranger and think that you want to be like that, but in reality you always need people around you, or somebody
you need
around
your family.
You.
You need somebody that loves you, man, that cares for you.
Support is very
important. You can't be by yourself, because then you go nuts, man. You need that support. You need that other human being next to you, or family. That's why family is important. That's why humanity created family, society and communities, because you support each other, man. No man is an island by himself. Exactly. I've gotten support from her, the family, the doctors, everybody, the staff, the secretaries at the hospitals, everybody. Everybody's so. Moffitt Cancer Center in Tampa is one of the best, man. I tell you.
And so many examples. This podcast right now, we got me and Mikey and Matt, and we're a partnership. I don't want to do this podcast alone. Mikey doesn't want to do this podcast alone. We rely on each other. We play off of each other, and you just see that all throughout life. And even more so, I saw that during my when I donated, which I mentioned him, my really good best friend Greg. Yeah, he brought me to the center. And stayed with me the entire time. But I could have gone and donated, and I had some family visit my parents and my grandparents, but Greg taking me, staying with me the whole time, joking with me, laughing with me, joking with the nurses, and having fun with the difficulty of being hooked up to the needles and trying to pee in the urinal. Like just laughing, like enjoying life. But it would have been such a different experience if I didn't have that person there that I could rely on. So shout out to Greg.
Yeah.
Shout out to Greg.
I don't know the mentality. Was it now? Your whole perspective of life from before you were sick and then now, is it changed?
Like,
I've always been a pretty positive guy, and I enjoy things. But now it's extra special, man. You just get up every morning, you see the sunshine, and you thank God you're alive, man. And they say that when somebody gets sick, you appreciate every moment, and it's true, man. Because you've been through that, and you know that every day is a blessing.
Right.
And, because when you're sick, you don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow. You can't plan for the future. And being a human beings, that's how we live. We live thinking about the future, what's going to happen next. Sometimes we even we don't live in the present. And the little things are what matters. You know, it's not the
little things.
Everybody can have an exciting life like these Hollywood people, you know, famous people. Just get up and enjoy whatever you can, you know. You read stories about people who are confined to wheelchairs, man. And, they're just glad to be able to get them a wheelchair, and they move around, and they're happy for that. It's the little things that and each of us has to deal with it on its own merits and whatnot. But it's a personal thing too, because there's no formula that works for everybody. But you have to examine yourself, examine your life, and open up your mind, man. Open up your mind to a lot of stuff. Enjoy variety. There's so much to do in life, man. There's a lot.
Day of the transplant was day 0, and then some of my letters may have said today's day 28. They teach you to count every single day, because every day
matters.
Is that important. Waiting to receive Matt's transplant, and that was day 0. The following day was day 1.
Day 1.
They have this down to a science. So
yes,
every day is very important. It's
we knew exactly the time that the cells were arriving at the hospital, and you donated in California, and we are in South Florida, but they knew exactly the time. As a matter of fact, my Facebook post of that day was waiting, and then I posted, it's here, and my friends that were close to me knew exactly what was going on. So that was day 0, and
it was like a day, right, where it took from his blood to get over to South Florida. It was a day.
Yeah, because his transplant,
crazy.
His new birthday, and they call it his new birthday. Was July
as a matter of fact, the nurse was saying to me, "Happy birthday!"
You got a new cell. That's so cool.
His new birthday is July 24th. So
that's when your birthday.
That's what we mean by.
So
and it wasn't just leukemia.
Day 0, Joe is at. He's not really. They've brought him down to nothing. My analogy for it is like Joe, his blood is like a forest, and there's some kind of moss or some tree that is growing fast, and it's in the middle of the forest, and it's growing too fast to where eventually it's going to engulf the whole forest into this weird, gross moss thing.
That's the leukemia.
That's the leukemia. Yeah. And then so the doctors with chemotherapy just cut all the trees down. And then comes my transplant.
New slate, exactly.
A new couple little seeds in there, and then they grow up to be trees. Hopefully they grow the whole forest.
And you don't want them to become too strong either. You know, because if they become too strong, then they attack your tissue.
They have to slow them down.
They have. Actually, that's what they do. Because your cells just. They're not recognizing my body. They just, where am I now? I mean, what is this? And so they have to adjust to the body, not the body adjusting to the cells. So, and it takes a while,
And
we were matched. The reason why it's hard to find a match is because they match your HLA type, your human leukocyte antigen, I believe. And it's a protein that's found in all of our cells. Everyone has it, but it's unique to their own body, and it helps your body, your HLA type, and your body recognize, okay, this is my cell, this is part of me. And then if there's another cell, like a bacteria or a virus, it doesn't have the same HLA. It's like it already knows immediately, you don't have the right code, you're foreign, I'm going to literally attack and kill you. On a cellular level, they do that. So Joe and I had to have the same, what the Be The Match does, they match you by your HLA type, and then you do 10 simplified versions of, you have to at least have 6 out of 10 matching HLA types.
Exactly.
Joe and I
10.
10
out of 10.
100%,
Crazy.
baby.
I don't know how that's possible. Like,
Yeah,
that's
it's about
crazy.
an old guy like me, handsome young guy.
I don't know either. And they do it most of the time based on your ethnicity and your background.
Yeah, so-
I mean, I'm definitely not Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
No.
Matthew is very white.
And I'm a brown guy.
Yeah, so,
So-
we were saying life works in mysterious ways, and we're not going to know.
Well, I'm brown because I get a lot of sun. And
A lot of
stuff.
Florida.
Vitamin D, it's good for you.
Florida will do
I'm
that
always
to you.
outside, yeah, man. I tell you, my skin
Yeah.
has always been sensitive to the sunlight. I mean, I go out 10
Yeah.
minutes and I get sunburn. I mean,
Ooh,
yeah, so
So
I gotta watch that.
that's
Yeah.
yeah.
Again, be careful.
Yeah, I gotta be careful, man.
But that vitamin D is good for you.
I gotta put that lotion. She's always like, put the lotion on.
Get the lotion
in the
Put the
basket. But the 0 to 100 days is when hopefully my stem cells will engraft and
Yeah.
almost in a way
And
take over Joe's
and
body.
That's the critical part.
And
That's it.
That's what we're trying to do is
Yeah.
literally get
That's-
my blood to make my blood in Joe's body.
Yeah.
And a good sign is that your blood type changed.
Yeah, no, I'm his blood. So
Now, what were you before?
I think I was a B.
B positive. I'm an A positive, and
So
now
now-
Joe
so-
is
Wow.
100% A positive.
I always want to be an A student.
We are A plus,
A plus. Do you dream of Matt's dreams
Oh,
since you have his blood?
yeah, I was beating up on people.
Oh yeah.
I asked him if he's crazy like me, banging his head against the walls and stuff.
I'm gonna get
Do you have urges to throw things at people?
Yeah, I remember Matt when we spoke on the phone. He says, "Do you feel different?" I said, "No, I still feel the same."
When we talked on the phone, Joe told me, he's like, yeah, like I have your blood.
That's right.
And I said, what? Like, yeah, you got some of my stem cells. Yeah, my stem cells help you. He said, no, like,
Oh yeah, I remember your
You said,
reaction
like,
to that.
no, like my blood inside of me
Yeah,
was made by your stem cells. So it's just all like, and I was, that's when I started asking, like, are you feel different?
Yeah,
Do you
yeah,
feel like me? Like, do you have memories from the childhood that you probably didn't have?
Perspective on it was that it was pretty simple to donate.
Just got to do it.
Yeah,
You just
and
gotta
that's
do
the
it.
message. That's
Yeah.
why we're here. We're
Be the match.
podcast.
There's a lot
Just
of,
to let people know.
yeah, let people know that it's super, it's
easy.
simple. I mean,
It's easy.
what I went through, there's the amount of pain
Yeah.
I get more from
It's
a
not like
sunburn.
any other transplant.
No.
You're not giving your liver.
And even the bone marrow, which is on the
Yeah.
other side, where they take it actually out of your hip, that's a very small percent. Now more
Yeah,
they're doing
they don't-
PBSC, but even
don't.
if you do have do the bone marrow thing, for one, thank you for signing up if you're listening.
Yeah.
But it's not a hard procedure. You're under general anesthesia. I'm pretty sure that getting your wisdom teeth taken out
Yeah.
is just about the same amount of pain and
Yeah.
irritation that you would go through. You just go into general anesthesia, they take it out, and then you wake up with a little bit of soreness. It feels like
Yeah.
someone kicked you in your butt.
That's it.
I mean, and then if you think about that amount of pain, and then the other person,
Yeah, you just got to
who's-
think about the other
Yeah.
person.
who's literally could be facing death,
Yeah.
and to just
That's
what very frustrates me is that sometimes I go for Be the Match events and I talk to people and I tell them our story, Joe, and I say this is what happened and Joe's around and I'm gonna be awesome. It's gonna be awesome to be like, hey, check out the podcast and you can hear it. But I talk to some people and I say, are you willing to do this? And they say no, and I have to not yell at them,
Not get angry at them.
not get angry. But it's very sad because
it's their choice. I mean,
it is their
it's- you
choice.
gotta,
What makes me angry though is if they're in your shoes.
Oh, then there's a
And
different
they
story.
said, we
Or
have
if it was someone they loved and they needed a transplant, then
Yeah.
sure they would want
Right.
a lot
But
of people to.
it's hard for some people to sympathize or
it's
put themselves in other people's
all about
shoes.
the perspective about
Yeah.
the transplant.
And so if the transplant would not have happened, they said probably in 7 or 8 months he
That
would
would've
become
been-
very, very sick
Yeah.
and
That's
not
it.
be sitting here.
Did they
us
give you
from us
guys like
today.
a time frame or anything?
7 or 8 months for him
7
to
or
be
8,
very
yeah, to
ill,
get
and
very
there
ill,
was
yeah.
nothing.
And then after that 7 or 8 months, you were kind of just.
And he would not have been eligible at that time
Yeah.
for the transplant because
'Cause you-
you
you-
have to be
yeah.
healthy to
Yeah.
receive the
Yeah.
stem
Yeah, you have to.
cells.
Yeah, if you're in bad shape, then
So
can't do it.
everything has to happen at the right time, and you have to
Yeah,
find the
it's
right
timing
match.
and
So it is important for healthy people,
Exactly.
like Matt say, to
God,
to
it's-
be to register and,
Yeah.
and to be matched with someone.
Yeah.
And really, for him to receive the stem cells was Very simple.
Yeah.
It's just like receiving
like
a transfusion.
Yeah. Like you said, you have a podcast, so it just went right in there.
Yeah.
3 hours. You said?
I have a
About
port.
3
I still
hours.
have the port here because I'm still getting some medication.
Oh, yeah.
And they still do the labs to see how everything's going. And hopefully pretty soon they'll be removing this because
hopefully that'll be the day. That'll be the day.
It's going good. I'm positive, and
It's coming up to 2 years.
all the signs are good.
I know, 2 years.
It's gonna be 2 years this summer. Yeah.
July.
Yeah.
25th.
Yeah, almost be 2 years.
2 years, man.
24th.
I have to thank man for those 2 years.
Yeah.
Who knows
So
where I
much.
would have been right now, man. It's
You're welcome.
So grateful. I don't even know how to say it anymore.
no, we hit it off on the phone.
Oh, yeah.
We were like old buddies.
Oh, but
Yeah.
that's what I feel like.
You guys went to high school with each other.
It wasn't awkward or anything like that. And Emma got excited.
Of
I remember.
course, I get
remember when Matt
excited.
called. And,
When I read the letter that he wanted
that
to
was
connect, I
incredible.
was a wreck, and I still look at the journal, that electronic journal that I have, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I was going to do that, because it's an incredible story.
And I want to thank you, Emma, because you were the one. You were the one who wrote all the letters to Matt, because at that time I was out of it, man. So she was the one who always had those letters, and she would tell me, look, I have another letter. I say, go ahead, do it, man. A little postcard.
Yeah, well,
What made you decide just to write that letter? It just
It was when I went to a class to become a volunteer for the Be the Match, and they trained me. There was a lady there who had received a donation from somebody, and she talked about meeting the person that donated to her, and how she would wake up every day and just want to hug this person. She's very emotional and very in touch with herself, and her telling me like how much it meant just to say thank you to this person. It was just like I saw in her eyes that if she didn't do this, that she would have been, there would have been a little piece of her missing in her life. And I was always waiting to see if you were going to send something out, just because I didn't want to be too pushy. But then I said, I need to just at least let them know who I am. That it's
a great thing.
It's no big deal for me. And then
Emma, oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, the staff at the hospital, Melissa Heck, she's the person in charge of she's an assistant nurse there, and she received the letter, and she was touched. It was, as a matter of fact, they passed it around. I think everybody read the letter up there at the Moffitt Center, and then she got it, and Emma was touched by it too. Yeah. And so was I. I read it, and it was incredible.
I didn't have paper. I didn't have the right paper that day, huh?
Is that?
Are you gonna read it?
You want to read it? Yeah.
I think it's best if somebody else reads it, since I wrote it. I'm gonna get very emotional.
She's gonna have a.
Do you want me to? I can read it.
She's gonna have a flashback to that moment.
That was July 30th. So
that was right after
day number 6.
Oh no.
It's sorry, it's kind of hard to read your writing.
Oh my God.
You want me to read it then?
I got it. I can do this. All right. It says, "Dear donor." They were anonymous. Today is day number 6 since my husband received your generous gift of your bone marrow. He is doing very well, and all thanks to you! ! He has been eating very well, and we exercise daily to keep in shape. We think of you every day and talk about you often. Today he is excited to leave the hospital to our temporary housing for the remainder of his recovery. Again, I want you to know how grateful we are to you. May God always be with you.
Great.
And that was
I couldn't have said it better.
Yeah.
Getting those was
Yeah, how did you react to that? Knowing that there was another person at the other end.
That's what it really did. It made certain that there was this was going somewhere. It could have gone, just if I never got it or we didn't meet, I would feel good about it. But at the same time, it could have just gone to some place and it could have been a hoax. Not really, but
it could have been a hoax.
And they could have just been
No,
doing
but
that from the
I
get-go.
think that was a positive thing. Yeah, which
Definitely.
She did. Yeah, most people wouldn't have taken the time out to do what
Yes,
she did.
thank
They might
you.
have sent one,
That was-
but she
I
was.
mean, those letters
she
were
was
absolutely nothing.
yeah, she
Actually,
was-
I have another one that I didn't get to mail out.
Mhm.
I bought a card and I told you I have a thank you
she's
card.
like that. Emma's like that. She's.
Did that help you get through the whole process?
She remembers everybody's birthday in the family. She's like that. If you do something for her, she'll send you a thank you letter.
Yeah, that's cool.
helped
She
me get
doesn't.
through the
Some people
process.
just. Okay, they might be thankful for, but they don't show it. She does. That's why she sent those letters,
But
man.
to know that someone is so unselfish that they don't know you.
Mm-hmm.
18 years old, for God's sake. I mean, every day I would say 18 years old. His parents are miraculously. How did they raise this young man to be such a good person? Because that's really how I feel about you.
Yeah, she does.
Thank you,
You're
man.
awesome. Thank you.
Again, I mean, you're welcome, but those letters really helped, and
Great.
I felt a peace with myself that, like I said, when I first had it, a purpose, that it was almost like it was fulfilled, and it was just like, this is what has to be done,
Mhm.
what I have to keep doing, what people have to keep doing. It should be the way of the world,
Yeah, it should be.
and
But we're making progress.
we're all making progress.
Mankind is making progress.
Yeah,
I think
everybody
so
is.
too.
yeah.
I think it's gradual. You hear about bad news when you watch the news,
Yeah.
We're
crime
making
and stuff.
progress.
But there's a lot of good people
I'm
out there.
sure
There's a lot of
that there's going to be people out there when they listen to this podcast that they will definitely be encouraged to
We hope
Hopefully,
so.
yeah, that's our
to
goal.
do the
I
same
mean,
thing.
Yeah.
And when they realize how simple it is to donate, and like
save a
Matt
life.
says, the rewards that the
yeah.
donor and the recipient, well, the recipient goes without
Mhm.
saying. I mean, you gave them life, but I've never been able to save someone's life.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine how you must feel about that. And he's in front of you. Look at him.
There he is. There he is.
He's here.
Joey, my man.
So I'm hoping that the word is out there and that more people
Yeah.
get to do it and experience what we have.
If you do, if you feel inspired or you do want to join this, the joining is extremely easy and at no cost to you. You can go to bethematch.org. That's BETHEMATCH.org and just sign up. They send you a swab kit in the mail. You simply put a Q-tip in your cheeks, swab it, and put it in the envelope and send it back. They pay for everything. Be the Match pays for everything, pays for the typing, and then you're in the system for the rest until you're 61. That's all you have.
61? I didn't know
61.
that.
That's all you have to
Wow.
do. Free of cost. It takes
Mhm.
literally 30 seconds to swab your cheeks, and you could save
It's so
somebody's life.
easy, but
It's
people,
so easy.
I would say I'm thankful for every day. Like I said, I said before, and I'm optimistic about the future, which I wasn't before. I didn't know what tomorrow was going to bring,
Yeah.
and now I'm looking forward, and I'm living in the present. Yeah, enjoying everything, taking everything in, but also thinking about the future. That I do have a future
Yeah.
because before I did.
Yeah.
So it's just that energy that I have now that you gave me.
Yeah.
It's the energy. It's hard to explain,
Yeah.
but it's there, man.
Myself, it's just the simple things.
Simple.
You know, Mikey
yeah.
and I have big ideas and big dreams, just like
Yeah.
almost everybody here. But breaking it down to the simple things, I think is very
simple
important.
things, man.
Having your
Simple.
coffee and cigarette in the morning, you know, or whatever it is that you
I don't smoke.
I wouldn't recommend
No, I wouldn't
smoking. The
recommend
LifeBlood
that.
Podcast does not.
But the simple
recommend
thing,
that.
you know, family reunions are important.
Oh, yeah.
Holidays, I enjoy the
Mhm.
holidays. The change of seasons, I enjoy. Even though you don't see that much in
Yeah.
South Florida, you can't
Yeah.
see the change. But I enjoy traveling.
Mhm.
Definitely enjoy traveling. We're planning to go to Europe next summer.
Oh,
no way.
We're gonna
that's
go-
super
yeah,
cool.
We're gonna go to Italy, France. Yeah, we're gonna do that.
That's
My
awesome.
dream.
Yeah, she wants to go out there and drink some wine.
Emma, that's your lifeblood.
She wants to drink
some-
drinking wine.
She wants to go
Drinking
drink some
wine.
Bordeaux. up in
Yeah,
France.
what's your lifeblood?
She's a wine drinker.
My
She's a-
lifeblood.
Yeah, what is it that what gives you life, that feels you, that you get excited about, that you look
That
forward
what
to?
you
This could be moments, but when I see people happy,
Mhm.
when I see accomplishment, not just personal or monetary, but when I see when I'm able to help someone and I see they're happy, or when I have moments like this,
this is a happy moment.
Yeah, that's
meeting Matt. That's a happy moment. That's my lifeblood right there. That's a happy moment.
That's him right there.
I think that being happy.
This is what it's about.
It's what it's all about. I think that you have to find happiness within yourself, and it could be difficult because we all go through difficult times.
Exactly.
But happiness is what really makes a person give back and be a good person.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, I have this opportunity to give someone a second chance at life. Which do you think, Joe? Do you think you have a second chance at life because of?
Of course.
That's awesome.
Of course.
Yes.
Most definitely.
Yes.
Everyone should have
I'm a walking proof of that. And,
He's walking proof.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a second chance. Yeah.
And the first time that I heard your voice, I told you, "Oh my God, if you were here, I would hug you. I want to hug you."
And that's all I said was that's all I need. I don't need any. Just a hug.
That's a happy moment, right? That's
That's
lifeblood. Hugging somebody.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Come on.
I should hug more.
That's
People should hug more.
Probably.
That's important.
But what hit me, if anyone donates and gives someone a second chance at life, even if it's 10 days, it's not only giving that certain person 10 extra days on this world, but it's 10 extra days that their wife gets to spend with that person, their husband, their children.
Exactly.
That's what Emma was telling me, was that
we became grandparents.
Yeah. And you got to see see there's people involved with you that are now get to spend more time with you.
You know, Matt, what you did, I mean, you saved me, but you also, my family family loves me a lot.
It extends so much.
You affected a lot of people. That one action, that decision that you made to donate.
Right.
You have touched a lot of lives.
It's not just one person.
It's not one person. It's just me. I'm talking about her and
my sister,
my two sons, and
your granddaughter that's only 4 months old.
All of that. You touch. Sometimes it
extends to pretty much everybody.
Everybody.
So.
Hopefully everybody can see that and sign up.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
One good deed, even if it's the smallest little act of random kindness, helps that one person who helps the other people, and then it helps the other person. Next thing you know, some guy in China smiling.
Chain reaction.
Chain reaction.
Blessed to be here and to be sitting right across from you. It's like a dream come true. So we're so happy to be here.
For me too. I mean, like I've been talking about it. In a certain sense, it saved me. Good. And helped me be the man that I'm trying to be today.
Great.
Well, you're already a great man.
Oh, thank you.
So keep it up.
It's still a little flawed, but we'll work on it.
His hair, maybe.
My hair just
All right, thanks, guys.
Joey and Emma, you guys are awesome.
Thanks for having us.
That's it, guys. If you are we can all attest to this. If you feel the need, please just go on bethematch.org, sign up. If you still have questions, let us know. There's a whole bunch of information. If you want to get deep into the details, we're all available.
Everybody, reach out.
No one's alone.
Reach out and touch someone.
If I can get through this, I can get through anything. If I can make it through this, I can get through anything. If I can get through this, I can get through anything. If I can make it through this, I promise you. It could be much worse, yeah, but the college closed. Tomorrow's my reason for the day let go.
9:15. Joe's having his breakfast. He already bathed, and we're getting ready for the transplant. Today's a big day, his new birthday. So I will record later. Joe's working out before his transplant today with a physical therapist his own. Watch him go.
If you kill me wide open, I can cut you some slack. If you're coming, I'm leaving, I might never be back. I know it's not easy, just a matter of fact. If I can get through this,
Oh, it's already started.
Started at 13:35.
Okay.
Thank you. I'll be in the back. Okay.
I love you, honey. I'm recording everything.
Please. Everything is fine. I just need to turn on. How are you feeling? Good? I feel the same throughout the whole thing.
You don't feel anything, honey? No?
Well, blood transfusion looks like very... absolutely. Yeah. It is.
It's a big thing, you know?
It's a lot of emotions and people involved.
All the scientists, like Anasati,
Yeah.
dedicate their lives to stuff like this.
That's beautiful.
Machine all the way to the line in your chest. Are you feeling anything?
No, feel the same.
You feel the same? You feel like taking a walk?
Not right now. No.
You want to sit it out?
Yes,
Okay.
you gotta think about this.
Yep.
Through this, I can get through that. If you cut me wide open, I can cut you some slack.